Assalamu alaikum, alhamdulillah, bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Kul wallahu wad Allahu samad lam yalid walad walam yakul kufuwan ahad. This is very special lecture, and in this lecture I am going to compare Quran and Sharif with forensic science. This is comparative study. We are actually going to learn on the basis of the particular things, on the basis of the Quran and Hadith, and on the basis of my book which I have published. This is actually Quran and Sharif, the Quranic mystery which I have published, which actually written by me. And on the basis of the what I have written in this particular book, I am going to preach. I am going to make all of you understand what I have mentioned in this particular Quran and Sharif. So let's start. Let's get into let's compare forensic science and Quran and Sharif both together. Means like the ayat of Quran and Sharif with forensic science. Quran, while not a textbook of science, contains the verses that encourage the observation, investigation, and also pursuit of the knowledge principles that align with the foundation of forensic science. Actually, all the principles, all most of the ayat actually align with Quran and Sharif, means with the forensic science. The ayat of Quran and Sharif that actually align with forensic science. In Islamic scholarship, many verses have been interpreted as being relevant to justice, evidence, and even aspect of the human anatomy that are used today in the forensic investigation. Many things actually mentioned in Quran and Sharif, and by which we can easily investigate the particular the crime scene management. Many things actually mentioned in Quran and Sharif. And foundation of the justice and evidence, this is actually mentioned in Quran and Sharif. Verse number 135 and ayat number 135 and chapter number 4, Surah Al-Nisa. It has clearly mentioned, "O you who believe, stand out firmly for justice." "O who you believe, stand out for justice." This is what actually Lord Krishna clearly stated in Srimad Bhagavad Gita. You have to pull your weapons. You have to put your weapons. Otherwise, you will not get anything. If you don't put your weapons, if you don't pull up your weapons for justice, then you will not get justice. So if who believe, stand out firmly for justice as a witness to Allah. This is actually, we can easily make ourselves as a witness of Allah if we stand out for justice, even if it be against yourself, your parents, or your relatives. This is actually directly related with Srimad Bhagavad Gita. This is actually mentioned in Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Whoever against you, you just have to pull your weapons for the justice, for against the discrimination. So this is what Madhusudana clearly stated in Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Hatva praptasya swargam jitva apoksa sami mahima tasmad uttishta kaunteya yuddham kuru nishaya. This is what Madhusudana clearly stated. This is what Madhava clearly stated. So this is actually comparative study with Srimad Bhagavad Gita as well as and also forensic science. I am actually combining Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Quran and Sharif, and also forensic science. Emphasize on investigation. Quran encourages through the investigation before making judgment. We have to investigate before making any kind of judgment, which is the key principle of forensic science. The key principle of the forensic science is to investigate before making any judgment. We just have to find the truth. Without finding the truth, we are not actually pass any judgment. So this is actually mentioned in Quran and Sharif, and this is actually primary principle of forensic science. And in Quran and Sharif, verse number 6, chapter number 49, here Surah Al-Hajrut, here clearly mentioned, listen this word, listen this Surah Al-Hajrut. "O you who believe, if a wicked person come to you with a news, verify it." A wicked person, listen my words very carefully, wicked person, not weakness. Wicked means like the particular person who have very strange minds, who actually very selfish and thinking about him or herself only. The wicked person or the sinner who actually come to you with some news, then verify it, and lest you harm people in ignorance. If you ignore it, then you will surely harm it to the most of the people, because this particular thing is actually not good for the society. This particular thing is not good for the particular for particular individual person. So here actually mentions justice, the bodily evidence, the truth seeking, and also documentation. These all things mentioned in Quran Sharif, as well as this actually directly related with forensic science, as well as Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Lord Krishna here ordered to Arjuna, you have to understand. Without my mercy, you are not able to understand what ought to do and what ought not to do. So, in order to follow blindly to someone, you will not get anything. Means you are following blindly someone. So here Lord Krishna stated, यदा यदा आचरति श्रेष्ठः तदा तदा इवतो जनाः स एत प्रमाणम कुरु लोकस तदा अनुवर्तते. Here Madhusudana Madhava Murari Kesava Janardana Govind Gopala Madhava clearly stated, means the great people followed by common people, and whatever standard they set as an exemplary act, entire world will pursue. So we don't have to follow blindly to someone. We just have to verify, we just have to investigate, and we just have to use our perception as well as our understanding and our knowledge as well. So this is what Madhusudana clearly stated. And this actually this is the third thing in which we are going to talk: human creation and also identification. Here in Surah Al-Qiyamah, in chapter number 75, verse number ayat number 3 and 4, here clearly mentioned, yes, we are able to reconstruct his very fingertips. In clearly stated, this actually fingerprint, the science of fingerprint actually directly related with Quran Sharif. So here clearly mentioned, forensic science often deal with the identifying individuals through the fingertips, fingerprints, and genetic material, and also unique biological markers. The Quran points the uniqueness of the human creation. Quran Sharif clearly mentions the uniqueness of the human creation. The modern science confirms that fingerprints are unique to each individual and can be used to identify a remarkable alignment with these verses. Surah Al-Yasin, chapter number 36, verse number 65, here clearly mentioned, their hands will speak to us, and their feet will bear witness to what they used to earn. Means feet and also hand, both are speaking, both are actually having a high evidence. So bodily evidence, forensic science connected with fingerprints and the gait analysis, and also physical trans evidence. And the scientific study, when we are actually studying scientifically, the symbolic but aligned with the concept that the body stores the forensic information. Our body stores the forensic information. Surah Al-Qiyamah, in verse number 3 and 4, ayat number 3 and 4, chapter number 75. Does a man think that we will not assemble his bones? Yes, we are able to reconstruct even his fingertips. We are able to reconstruct the fingerprints, fingertips. This is actually mentioned in Quran Sharif. Fingerprints as unique identifiers and highlight uniqueness of the fingertip, foundation of the modern fingerprinting. Means DNA fingerprinting and also automated fingerprint identification machine, or it's like a software. So through the software we can easily match and compare the fingerprints and also identify according to the matching. The chance print are also there, because I have completed PG diploma in fingerprint science. So I understood, I have a knowledge what kind of pattern of fingerprints, like arc prints, tented arc, and also wall print. Means many prints are there, and very unique prints are also there, means in our fingertips. So like a tented arch is very very unique. So in rarest of the rarest people who have a tented art. And all the wall pattern, means all the wall pattern actually found in Lord Krishna's all the fingerprints. Lord Krishna has a wall print. So this is what actually this is all about fingerprint science. Surah Al-Baqarah, here clearly stated, longest verses about recording the transactions and also testimony, recording the transaction as well as a testimony, and importance of the documentation and also evidence in forensic science, and aligned with the forensic documentation and also chain of the custody protocol. The chain of the custody protocol, this is actually mentioned in Quran Sharif. the post-mortem and also decomposition of the body. So forensic pathology involves studying the changes in the body after the death. Quran refers the recreation of the human body and acknowledge the stages of decay. So here in Surah Al-Qiyamah, in chapter number 75, verse number 3 and 4, here clearly stated, does a man think that we shall not assemble his bone? Yes, indeed, we are able to proportion his very fingertips. So this is actually mentioned in Surah Al-Hajj in chapter number 22, verse number 5, ayat number 5, and you will see the earth lifeless, but when we send down water upon it, it stirs to life and also grow. So this is actually mentioned in Quran Sharif. While the metaphorical such a verses inspire the study of physical process and including the decomposition, which is crucial in estimating the time of death. Decomposition, which actually through the decomposition we can understand the time of the death. Decomposition of the body, rigor mortis. This is actually mentioned in, means this is actually concept of forensic science, rigor mortis. Blood, life and also legal evidence. The Quranic recognize the blood as a significant in the sustaining the life, and also forensic hematology often help in the solving the crimes. In Quran Sharif, Surah Al-Madiha, verse number 32, chapter number 5, and indeed in the blood is a life for you. Blood is life for you. This is actually mentioned in Quran Sharif. And blood traces, the DNA and also biological fluids are fundamental in the linking the suspect to the crime scene. Witness testimony, also collaboration. Forensic often provide a scientific witness that support or refute the human testimony. So this is all about Quran Sharif and forensic science and also Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Justice and truth mentioned in chapter number 4, verse number 135, chapter number 5 and verse number 8. Basis for using evidence. So this is the relevance with forensic science. Verification, verse number 6, chapter number 49. Investigative principles. This is mentioned in Quran Sharif. Fingerprints, then chapter number 75, verse number 3 and 4. Individual identification. This is actually mentioned in Quran Sharif. Post-mortem studies, verse number 5, chapter number 22, and verse number 3 and 4, chapter number 75. Understanding the decay and also resurrection. Blood as evidence, chapter number 5, verse number 32. Chapter number 2 and verse number 173. Life's significance in the crime solving. Witness and testimony. Verse number 2, chapter number 65. Collaborating evidence. The Quran promotes the justice, evidence and also verification, which are the core of the forensic science. While it doesn't describe the forensic technique explicitly, some verses hint at the concepts such as the fingerprints, uniqueness and also bodily preservation. So these all are actually mentioned in Quran Sharif. So Quran Sharif is purely scientific book. This means there is no doubt in Quran Sharif. We can easily connect Quran Sharif with all the scientific theory and as well as the forensic science and also biotechnology. Many scientific theories are actually mentioned in Quran Sharif. So we have to consider Quran Sharif as a pure science book and pure book of the humanity by which we can learn how to live our life. The art of living we can easily understand. We can learn from Quran Sharif. I hope you all can understand. If you have any question, any doubt, then please kindly do refer this book, because this book is available on Flipkart and Amazon. So kindly go with this book. This book actually mentions all the scientific theory in the relation with Quran Sharif. Thank you so much. Khuda Hafiz. Hare Krishna. Radhe Radhe.